Hey guys, it's Morna, and in this video I'm going to be doing a product analysis of this product, which is a food grater. We're going to be talking about the form, the function, the parts, the material, manufacturing process, and the size. So if that sounds of interest, then stick around. The purpose of this product is to grate food, and you can see that on the different sides of the product, it'll grate the food in different ways. Overall, it's geometric form. You could say that it's almost a cuboid, except that the walls are angled.
Well, perhaps because it's a stable form, it stands up by itself. A cuboid has 4 different sides, which offers the possibility of 4 different ways to grate food. Thinking about the motion that a person would go through to use this grater has influenced the form. If you think about that motion, it's almost like a line. So it makes sense that the orientation of this form is vertical as opposed to landscape. And what I mean by orientation is that it's higher than it is wide. And this is something that most people would take for granted and never think about, but these are all decisions that designers make when they're designing a product. So what factors have determined the size? One would be a human factor, and it would be hand size. So making sure that a range of hand sizes can hold the handle comfortably. The second thing would be what size is the food that's going to be grated. So, looking at carrot sizes and other kinds of vegetables that could be grated on this, in order to make the size make sense.
So there's a number of parts in this assembly. There's one part that actually comes off, and it's a silicone base. There's also a piece of silicone as a handle. And then when we start to look a little bit closer at this product, we can start to see that it's pieces of sheet metal which originated from flat sheets and were formed in different ways. If you think about the kind of scenarios of how this could be used, a wet countertop, there could be like wet vegetables or fruits that have gotten underneath of it, and so it gets slippery. Silicone provides a kind of grip, and it's also soft, so it's soft and grippy. And so if silicone is grippy, what does that tell us about metal? Well, it tells us that metal can be slippery. If you were here and could actually feel this, you'd notice that the metal's a little bit sharp, like it could possibly scratch a surface. So I think that's another reason why the silicone grip is there. So here's a question, why do you think this product was made in metal, and specifically stainless steel? It's food safe, it's a thin material, it's thin-walled, and the other thing is that metal can hold a sharp edge. So for the purposes of cutting, which is really what this does, it cuts in different ways, metal is an ideal material. So check out this rolled over edge. Why do you think it's like that? Well, if you're thinking that metal is sharp and they needed some way of giving a nicer finish to the edge so that people don't cut themselves, you're right. And it's interesting because when you're thinking about what materials to use in a design, for this product, metal's been used because it has sharp. It's able to keep a sharp edge. But for that same reason, we also need to make sure as designers that, if there are other situations in the design where someone could get cut in a place where they're not supposed to get cut, we need to accommodate and have design considerations in place so that doesn't happen. the majority of this product is sheet metal, and it's sheet metal fabrication. What I'm going to do is link another video down below that will take you to a video from how it's made, and it just goes through the process, the manufacturing process of making this, and I think it's just an easier way for you guys to see the video rather than me try and explain a bunch of things. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and again, if you did enjoy it, let me know in the comments or with a like, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.